Hey, I'm Eric Perkins. Welcome to our YouTube channel about construction stuff. Today is another video in the series of Inspectors Will Fail You for This Every Time. Today we're going to be looking at handrails. That's something you really need to know about if you're going to build a house. All right, so it's about 5 o'clock on Friday.
It's Miller time!
But we're going to walk through our house, through our project, and show you a couple things about the codes on handrails. Here we go. Let's start right here. Okay, since this stairway has more than 4 risers, it has to have a handrail. And in this case, we use a rectangular handrail made out of metal. And you can see that this is smaller than this, and that's because there is a grip size requirement. And the code says it has to measure between 4 and 6.5 inches around the circumference, if you measure all the way around, which this measures 6, and it grips pretty nicely. So the most common thing I've seen that people do that doesn't pass code in this case is to use a 2x4 as a top cap and then not have a secondary handrail like on the inside of that. This doesn't pass code as a handrail, it's too big. If you were to use it in this orientation though, you could route slots in it to where you had somewhere to grab, and there's very specific things about that as an exception for something like this that's larger than 6.5 inches in circumference. Now here in the mountains, every good old boy builder likes to do something else. Use a cedar log as a top cap and a handrail about this size. You can see that that is not a good thing to grip either. Okay, so I'm going to throw this in here as well. It's not really handrails, but it's for railings. Code for residential is 36 inches, this one's 37, and I'm pretty sure commercial is 40 inches for railings. Okay, that about does it for rectangular handrails. Let's go inside and check out round. Okay, we're on the inside of the house now. We have a stairwell behind me, and you'll notice it has a handrail on one side, and that's code that you have a handrail on at least one side of a stairwell. It doesn't have to be both. It could be either side. It doesn't really matter. I've got a round handrail right here for the stairwell. There's a couple codes on grip for that. The diameter of this round handrail has to be between 1.25 inches and 2 inches. If it's smaller or bigger, it doesn't meet the grip size requirements and it won't pass code. All right, so there's another code that's interesting. The inside of a handrail has to be clear of the wall surface by at least 1.5 inches. We have about 1.75 inches on this one. All right, another important code is that handrails have to return into a wall at the top and the bottom where they end. And that's mostly so you don't get yourself snagged on this thing as you're walking by. All right, back up a little bit. Okay, here's another good one. Your handrail has to extend past the vertical line from your top step nosing and your bottom step nosing. And in this case, we go by about 6 inches. All right, this is a really important one here. So I got my tape measure out. The handrail has to be between 34 and 38 inches measured vertically from the line that connects the nosings of your stairs. And right here we're about 37.5, and that's pretty comfortable.
Dude, you keep touching the walls with your dirty hands.
Oh.
You don't know how many times I've already had to have Ray paint this corner right here, and you keep touching it.
One last thing about this stairwell and this handrail is that it has to be continuous down the stairwell because there's no landing. You can break a handrail at a landing, and there is one exception though. If you put the handrail within 6 inches of another, that is considered continuous. All right, here's a pretty common problem. You have a handrail that butts into a newel post and then keeps going. While that's not allowed in a straight run of rail, it is allowed if it's in a corner. It will pass code there. All right, guys, that just really gets the tip of the iceberg when it comes to codes and handrails, but hopefully that'll get you through the most common problems so you can build an awesome house. See ya.